Hey everybody, Lars here. It is late Saturday night and I need to do your special little homework video so I can do a problem kind of close to what you have for your homework so you're not just out on the ocean and all confused. But it is 10:41, which means there's 1 hour and 19 minutes for John Tavares to re-sign with the Islanders. If he does not, then he becomes a free agent and the Islanders cannot offer him an extra year on his contract, which likely means he won't be coming back to the Islanders. So I have 1 hour and 20 minutes to find out whether the captain of my hockey team is going to stay here or he's probably going to go to Toronto. Everybody says San Jose Sharks. I say that's crap. I think he's going to Toronto because that's where he grew up. And I don't know if he's going to stay or not. If he goes, it's kind of crummy because at the trading deadline he said, "Don't trade me," which means they couldn't get any value for him, because they knew he was going to become a free agent. So that led them to believe, oh, okay, maybe he wants to stay. And it's not money. They're the ones that can offer him the most money in the most years. So I have no idea what's going on. And you probably don't give a rat's rear end about hockey. So I'm flying by the seat of my pants right now because I did no preparation for this. We're just going to sit down and we're going to try to do an assignment. And what I usually do, and what I'm going to do for you guys, is I grab 10,000 random numbers. And I'm going to run a program to determine which of those numbers is a palindrome. And if you don't know what a palindrome is, it's like radar or race car. It's something that reads the same backwards as it does forwards. Okay? Now, we're going to use numbers. So a palindrome for a number would be like 1221, okay, or 33. Single digit, I think, by definition, is a palindrome. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. But the first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go out and get some data. So what I usually do is going to pop up. I go to random.org because random.org is your friend if you are a computer science instructor. And what I do is I go to the numbers and I say I want integers. And I say generate 10,000 random integers. They should be between 1 and 10,000, which means I usually get a 4-digit number. And I'm going to format them in 10 columns, okay? And then I'm going to get my numbers. So you can see, woo, that's a whole lot of data. So what I'm going to do, because I'm clever like that, is I'm going to grab that first one right there. A little faster, boys. Come on. And I'm going to highlight. Did I grab 100,000? This seems long. No matter. We'll figure it out. And I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to grab Notepad, and I'm going to paste. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say File, Save As, and I'm going to go to a directory I set up just for this, because I guess I did a little bit of prep. Let's see, summer 2018, and I said My Homework, and I'm going to call this the numbers.text. I don't think I had to add the .text, okay? So now I have my data, and my data is a whole bunch of numbers right there. That is a big file. Well, what did I ask for? Go back. No, it's 10,000. It's not so big. All right, so, hey, if you ever need random numbers, you want to understand why random numbers are important, randomness, go to random.org. A lot of cool stuff. Real random number generation. If you know anything about random numbers, you realize that with software you can't really do it because there's always a seed, and if you can figure out what the seed is, you can always reproduce those numbers, and if you can do that, they're not really random. So what we, I don't know, nerdy science people do is we generate random numbers based on noise of different events. Basically, it's usually hardware noise. Now I'm really getting into the weeds. All right, forget all of this stuff. Let's get out of here. We have a data file. My data file is called the numbers, and they're sitting right there, okay? I want to write a program that looks at all 10,000 of those numbers and tells me if they're a palindrome, okay? So let's go get Python. My favorite tool is Python. Zootopia was a good movie. You think it's just for kids, but it was actually a decent little movie. All right, you're getting real regressions today. New file. All right. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to say function for palindrome. And what am I going to do? I'm going to create a function def, and I'm going to call it isPal. And basically what that means is when I run it in my code, it's going to be, is this a palindrome? IsPal, question mark. So the name of it will be isPal, and I'm going to take a argument called ppal for potential palindrome. Okay? And then if it's a palindrome, I'm going to return true. And if it's not a palindrome, I'll return false. And it's pretty much a binary choice. You're either a palindrome or you're not. Okay? Excuse me, coffee. I'm nervous about the Tavares thing. And I'm exhausted. I'm still moving books into the house. I'm almost done, though. I almost have the whole storage space done. Hold on, I gotta dab the beard after drinking coffee. All right, so what's the first thing I want to do? I have a number. So I've read it in. Now I'm thinking ahead now. I've read this number in from a sequential file, so I'm going to have a string. Okay, so I can treat it like a string, right? And there's a little secret that's going to tell us if things are a palindrome. So I'm going to say if ppal is equivalent to ppal backwards, okay, then what do I want to do? Return true. Else, return false. Ladies and germs, there you have it. Okay? Because what I'm doing is I'm taking a string and I'm seeing if it's equivalent to itself backwards. Start at the beginning, go to the end, but do it backwards. So that's the string backwards. So I actually use that as the condition. Okay? So now, what are we going to do? Let's test it. I'm going to say print isPal, and we'll give it radar. We all know radar is a palindrome. It's one of our favorites. So what happens when we run it? It's going to ask me for a name. All right, I'm going to call this pal.py for now, but we're going to change it, and you're going to see why. And then when I run it, uh-oh, it says true. What about race car? Uh-oh, that's also true, so things are working. Now, what if I just stick an 8 in the middle of it? It's not a palindrome anymore because it doesn't read the same backwards as it does forwards. So, false. All right, you know what? Let's start testing it with numbers. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. Is that a palindrome? Yes, it is. So when I run it, it says true. Nice. Let's just throw a random 3 in there. Not a palindrome anymore. Reads differently backwards than forwards. And it says false. I think we're in good shape. I really do. 3, 3. 1, 1. 3, 3. True. Yay. Okay. Look at that. I think we have something that works. But now, watch me work. I'm going to take this and just get rid of it. And I'm going to resave this. I'm going to say File, Save As. And I'm not going to call it PAL. I'm going to call it mylib, because I'm going to treat it as a library. All right? We have our palindrome function right here. And I'm just going to put it off to the side. Let me go grab another file. And this is going to be our main program. Main program for finding palindromes. Okay, so that's the first thing we want to do. I think the first thing we want to do is get that file, read in the data. So the first thing we're going to do is what? I'm going to use F, which is not a very descriptive name. I get it, but for now, so that I'm going to use open, and I could do the whole variable thing, but what did I call it? The numbers. Numbers.text. I want to open this for reading. Then I'm going to create a variable called data, and that will read everything in there. And because I am the bestest of file citizens, I'm going to close my file. And then, because we want to test a little stuff incrementally to make sure we're not making ourselves nuts, we're going to do that. And then I will call this mypal.py. And when we run this, how much you want to make a bet? rename the numbers. The numbers.text. Where did I? Oh my God. Save as. I'm saving these. I'm not saving them in the right directory, these files. I'm just giving them names and I'm dumping them in the Python thing. Summer. My homework. My pal. P-pal. Save as. Goodness gracious. Told you I wasn't flying by the seat of my pants. My homework. My lib. Thank you, Jeebus. I think that one's it. That is it. And then I get my numbers, see? 10,000 numbers read into that little old data thing right there, that variable. So now what am I going to do? You know me. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say data is equal to data dot replace, and I am going to get rid of the quotes, well, the single quotes, right? So what do I want to do? I want to do double quote, single quote, get rid of that. Because I have, right? No, I don't. What do I want to do? I think I can just do the split. No, you know what I have to do here? Look, this is interesting that you can see this. See these numbers here? That's 10 columns of 10,000 numbers sitting there. And that's what Joe, you know, regular guy, Jane, regular girl, sitting at home sees, right? But we don't see that because we're computer scientists, right? And we're Python programmers. So what we really see is number, tab, number, tab, number, tab, all the way to the end. And then we see number, tab, number, new line, right? That pesky \n. So tab, 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 backslash, tab, 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 tab. So what's separating these numbers is two different things right now. But I know eventually I'm going to want to use the split, okay? So when I do the split, I'm going to want to have only one thing separating it. So what I'm going to do, watch me work. Where's my other one? Oh, boy. Going to make me come down here and find it. Okay, so what I want to do right now is I'm going to say data equals data dot replace. And what am I going to replace? I'm going to take those \n's and I'm going to make them \t's, because a \t is a tab. So I'm going to take those \n's all the way at the end of every line, and I'm going to make them tabs. So then everything is going to be separated by just a tab. And to show you the kookiness, of course we're going to run it before I change anything. Okay, see? Look, why is my machine running so slow? I must be running a lot of stuff. There's no end of line right now. If I could stretch that window all the way down, it would just print them out, because the only thing separating these things now are tabs. Okay? That's a big Python show window. I should close it. Let's see. It's moving slow. Wow. And I got a pretty decent proc on this thing. All right, so now everything is separated by tabs. So what am I going to do now? Watch me work. Data is data dot split. And what am I going to split by? I'm going to split by t. And when I do that, it's going to put everything in a list, because remember, split returns a list. So data is now going to be a list. So when I run it, oh, this is brutally slow. Why is it so slow? Now I have a list. You see, everything's separated by the comma, but it's in quotes. And at the end, you get the bracket. I'm not even going to go to the top because this thing is so slow. Something crazy is going on. I don't know. Something's overheating. So I'm going to get rid of that. This is what's going on. Camtasia? Why would Camtasia be going nuts? What is that? Windows Desktop Manager. Task Manager, Camtasia, Recorder, a whole bunch of stuff. All right, well, let's see if we could just muddle through. All right, so now I've got everything in a list. And as you know, if we've got everything in a list, we're in Fat City. So what do I want to do? Actually, let's do this. Read in the data. Up here, I'm going to import, what do I call it? MyLib? MyLib. Okay. So I'll be able to use the palindrome. Because data is now a list, I can do this. For I in range. No, I'm not even going to use range. Hold on. I'll just use data. For I in data, so I'm going to look at every single number in this list. And I'll say if is pal I is true, print I, comma, yeah, that's it. We'll just do that. Because then it'll print it line by line. Okay? Let's see if this works. Save. Do that. Yeah, something's running slow. Something's going on here. Because this should be, boom. Well, that error certainly. It doesn't recognize it. ISPO. ISPO is not defined. Oh, you know what we forgot to do? I always say, that's why I like to do that. You got to tell it where it is. Okay? Yeah, it sees it because it's hooked up now. So now if we rerun it, I don't know what's going on here. Something is really bad. But you know what? It's working. Because you can see everything that it's given back to us is a palindrome. Can you see? There's one right there, 202. We'll see when it gets to 202. See it at the bottom of the list? All right, why is this code crawling? This one, no. That's not bad. No, something's going wrong with the computer. Something's up with the computer. Because I'm not running anything kooky. I'm running Camtasia. I'm running Steam. Steam wouldn't cause anything to go crazy. Get rid of it. I'm running that. I'm running that. My mail? No. I don't know. There's the 202, so it worked. Okay? So that's a lot of palindromes in that thing. Look at that. Let's count them. Yeah? Now it's running a little quicker. What did I kill? Steam? Was it Steam? Was Steam downloading something? I don't know. But we had 212 of the 10,000. 212 were palindromes. Now, did we get palindromes? Oh, okay. That's the first run right there. Yeah, something's going crazy. I wonder if this video is even getting produced properly. So as you can see, everything's coming out of palindrome and it counted it properly. Okay? That's it. Right there. But we did a lot of cool stuff. If you think about it, we took a data file with a whole bunch of numbers in it and we wrangled it. We brought it into one variable, but then we cleaned it up a little bit and then we split it into, put it in a list so we could iterate over it. Okay? And then what did we do? We created a function and we put it in a library and then we called that function because we imported it in and we're able to, you know, go in and look at the data and try and see what was a palindrome or not. Okay? Now, I'm not going to put this up on the web. You can tinker around with it because you can see this in front of your face. But if you think about it, harshad, siete, they're just two functions that would go in a library. Rumbers is your data file. Read it in. Clean it up. I'm sure you can clean it up in a fashion similar to me, right? And then all you have to do is run that harshad. See if something's a harshad. And if something is a harshad, you add it to a counter. What do I ask for? The sum of all the harshads, right? Find out how many there are. Find out their sum. Then when you do the siete on that list, you write to the output file. I'm not going to do everything for you, but this, you know, and what did we do? 15 minutes? Well, no, I bitched and moaned about Tavares at 10:41. So it was 19 minutes ago. That's it. 20 minutes. Blah, 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 blah. Not a lot of code, too. You can see the code right in front of you. All right? All right. I'm hoping, even with the slow performance and something going crazy, that this still got recorded properly. You're going to get a video tonight. I'm guessing you will. All right? All right. Then I'm going to get out of here. You be good. Enjoy the holiday week. But remember, Friday's the day of the quiz. Okay? We're going to do the quiz on the 6th. Assignments are due on the 6th. Probably take a day off, and then next Sunday I'll open up Unit 4. But you only got one more week, okay? So I'm going to be in touch doing announcements. You know that. But this is the last video for this unit, so this is the last time you're going to hear my voice. All right? All right. Good luck. And I've got 58 minutes to find out whether I have a first-line center or not. So I'm sure the next video I'll be all depressed and in a bad mood. All right? All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.